Hi, and welcome to TWC Projects. I'm Ted. If you haven't been with me on this channel before, we do lots of projects. We fix things, we create things, and we enjoy God's creation outdoors most of the time. Today, we're dealing with the remnants. In fact, this whole weekend, we're dealing with the remnants of Hurricane Ian. And our thoughts and prayers go out to those who really got devastated with the storm. And just keep them in your prayers. So anyway, so today obviously we're not going to be working outside, but we're getting to a project that we've needed to do for quite some time, and that is inside the garage here. We're putting up some lights, which we don't have, and we'll also put up a big ceiling fan as well, and run some wiring for it. So as you know, if you've been following along on this channel, this is the never-ending project is this garage. It's been serving me really well, though. I love it. Obviously, it's sheltering all the equipment and stuff that I use and enjoy. And so I'm finally trying to get I'm going to get as much wiring done as I can. I've still got to get an electrician out to run a sub panel up to the main to the house, but I can do a lot of this stuff, and he can simply review it before the electrical inspection, so not a problem to do that. And I thought I'd bring you along with me, see if you, you know, some of this stuff's pretty easy, yeah, obviously codes are different, so please, this is not a professional training how-to at all. I'm just bringing along in the work I do, and hopefully I'm doing it right. Once I get the electrician out here, he'll make sure that I've got the right distances for everything and make sure it's all installed correctly. So anyway, welcome and come along today, and we'll get this stuff hung up, see how it goes. All right, so what we've got here are, actually they're two 4-foot section LED lights, and but they're hooked together to make one 8-footer. And so I've got 4 of these in all that I'm gonna do. This is a 40 by 24 building. So, and I can't remember how many lumens. These are pretty bright. So they hopefully will do a great job in here. And, but I've got to get them wired up, and of course it's a metal building, so I'm using this pre-wrapped this metal conduit with, in this case, this is 14.4, excuse me, 14.2 in here, and I'm going to use this to string the lights in series down to a light switch down on the end, and that's it for now, I guess. I have these little I have these guys right here that pop right into the various boxes that I have, junction boxes or switch boxes, as well as into the light themselves. So the reason I popped the cover off to take it apart is because I've got to actually bring that conduit right in here and wire it inside. You know, with wire nuts, I'll connect it up so that the wire can just come straight out of here, and I don't have to put another junction box or do anything like that. So hopefully that'll work well. And I've got a bunch of these guys too that go right over the conduit, and I'll just put them right in with the sheet metal screws. So this, I got the larger size because I have 12 gauge as well, which is going to have a bigger conduit on it. So this will work fine though. It'll hold it in place. I might just crimp it in a little bit too to make sure that it doesn't move around, so it doesn't float around in it. But just want to let you know that's what I'm doing with this, and I'll keep going. So one of the things, if you've wired together multi-strand, which is pretty flexible wire with a solid core wire like this. Putting the wire nuts on and just wrapping around, sometimes that can pull out or slip. So I tend to just bend a little bit this way and bend back a little bit more, so I have something more to bite into with when I twist that on there, and then I use my pliers to get a nice, make sure it's on there real well, and keep twisting. Try to keep the keep them lined up. And I probably should have stripped off, really what I should have done is stripped off more of that multi-strand wire, but I'm going to leave it like that for now. But what I'll do is I'll just cut the excess off so that the wire nut gets all the way on there real well. And that little bit of a bend in there helps bite into the inside. You know, if you're not familiar with these, usually there's a little metal spring. Hopefully you can see that up inside. And that spring helps bite into the, or excuse me, that little bend in the solid core helps bite into that spring. So you get that's not going to come off. There we go. That worked out really nicely. And you probably couldn't see it while I was doing it, but there's a screw on the back side of this, so obviously I tightened that down in so that it was solid, but not, you know, obviously cutting through. I don't want to do any damage to the wire inside. And also, I probably didn't show you very well, but when I was cutting off the conduit metal part around the outside, you want to cut it. And again, I don't know if you can see in there or not, but so that the rounded edge is coming out. You don't want the wires pulling up against the sharp part of that. So hopefully you can see how it's rounding out on that conduit. So anyway, maybe we'll see it better on the next one. And then on the ends, since they come with these wires, which of course there's also this clip so you can mount it flush mount and then snap it right up in there. But they also come with these wires, and this works perfect for in the garage here because I want the lights, if I can drop them down a little bit lower, hopefully I get a little bit better spread of the light, or excuse me, a little bit brighter light. But all I've done is hooked it over the beam and then snapped it on, and that's how it's holding up there. Is those little support trusses up on the roof, and just hook those on each end and let it dangle and hang, and then of course the conduit itself, that's what I've got to hook up there and start running towards where the electrical will go. So. All right, so because I'm going to hook this thing, these lights up in parallel, but you know, one after the other, I need to have two of these guys coming in, you know, one from the line from the previous light and then one from the line to the next light. So I'm going to go ahead and cut another hole like this. I tapped a hole, and I'm going to cut another hole like that, and so I can pop in two of these and have a line come in, and then I'll tie them all in together with the wire nuts. And anyway, just wanted to tell you why I was cutting a second hole in this light, and I'll do that for the remaining three. The first one, obviously, I only needed one coming out of it, but and I'm going to have all four lights come on together. I don't need to have separate light switches. It's just extra wiring, and they're LED, so they're, you know, burning like no electricity at all. So they'll be fine to have all four on at once anytime. So just wanted to share with you what I was doing with this, and I'll get to it. Oh, one other thing. You may or may not be able to see this black mark on there. I set this down in the hole so I could figure out how far down it needs to go. And then I marked it with a marker, so when I get down that far, that's obviously where I'll stop. All right, I knew my battery would probably die as soon as I started to use it, so I brought another one. Hopefully that one works. That one's completely dead. All right. There you go. That turned out really well. I was a little off center, but didn't really matter. Now I've got those two there, and I'll get up and figure out what the length needs to be, and splice the one, cut it where I need it, and run the next one out from the. So one's coming in, and the next one will go out. We'll keep going down the line just like that. And what I did first is I turned it over and looked at it this way, so that I could make sure that where I was putting it in, oh, that's a sharp piece of metal, where I was putting it in wouldn't interfere with anything. I'll bring it up a little closer. So I wanted to make sure that I wasn't here or there, and that way I've got one coming in, one coming up there, and I'll wire nut those together. All right, so I just wanted to show you what I did. You saw that I put a second hole in the top of this so I could run the incoming, or I guess technically this one is going to be the power in and then the power out to the other light. But anyway, they're all running parallel. So the blacks are all hooked to the blacks, the whites are hooked to the whites, and the greens to the greens. I taped these wire nuts for the neutral and the hot, the black and the white one, just for extra safety, because they, those are the ones that are more likely to touch something and cause a problem. So the green one I didn't worry about, but of course it's twisted in real well. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that what I did with those before I snap this back together, and then move on to the next light. Hey, so excited. I've got the lights working. I temporarily hooked up a little plug where the light switch will go, of course, and we plugged it in, and look, I got lights. It looks fantastic. I'm really, really pleased with how bright it is, and turned out great. Took, you know, a little more time than I planned, which is always the way. I'll probably end up needing to do another light of some sort over the work table over there, workbench. But I'm real excited. It looks great. That's about all we're gonna get done today, but I'll pick this video back up tomorrow. And we'll get the fan up that Casey was putting together earlier. So we're gonna put the big fan right up here. We got a 10-footer, 120-inch blades going around. So that should move the air around here pretty good. So that's it for tonight. And let's pick right back up tomorrow and get back to it. All right, so we ran into a snag here. This piece that's the mount is just so tight you couldn't get it on and turn it, and I tapped on it and the whole thing was a little bit twisted. In fact, I had to put it on a flat surface and then get the thing flattened out, so this aluminum just didn't do real well. But anyway, we've tried. I took a file and went around the inside, and now I'm just hitting it again with sandpaper. There's just really rough edge on the inside that was binding when you put it on here and try to turn it. It just wasn't going right. So we're almost there. Once we get this, then we'll put the whole thing back up and hopefully have it finished up. Let's see.
Wow, that almost went too well.
All right, we finally, I'm not even sure if it's pointing the right way. It's like pointing somewhere over there. Well, if you can see me over here, we finally got the piece up there. It took a lot of finagling, a little WD-40, and then puts it on. So let's plug it in now, see if it works. All right, so thank you for watching TWC Projects. I hope you've enjoyed this week watching me install the lights and the wiring for the lights in the garage, which were desperately needed, and the fan. A special thank you to my nephew Casey, who is always a fantastic helper. I really appreciate he had the patience to put that thing together, and then we had some issues at the end that we worked out and did it together, and it was a two-person job putting out those big blades. Those are almost 5 feet each. I think the whole thing is 120 inches across. I've probably said that a couple times, but it's a monster, and we'll hopefully do a great job out here. So excited to have, even though I don't really have electricity out here fully yet, I have that extension cord plugged in, and just to have the lights up is excellent. It's really, really nice. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell to get notified when new ones come out, and share with your friends. And you know, we're still growing, and I'm excited when new folks start watching. So hopefully enjoy the content, and try to get back to you with the comments. Hopefully that helps. And that's it for this week. So have a fantastic week, and keep creating things, fixing things, and enjoying God's creation all around you, even when it's raining outside like it has been all weekend. So take care.